How do you characterize it?
Yes, I would say the same. We have had more and more frequent discussions, speaking a lot with not just Mike Desner over there, even more people are coming into the fold, being able to talk to the coaches and whatnot. It's very cool. You know, I'm a fan of the game. I'm a fan of Dan. I'm a fan of the coaching staff that he has over there, because I know how much the team will learn from that, will glean from that. So, you know, this is very exciting the way they ended last year. It's very exciting the way how they're going into this year, because, you know, that the way they ended just gives them all the momentum they need for this year, and they're looking good in our division. So.
It's Jay Coffey on the vid, back with some NFL news, and Calvin Johnson, Megatron, man, what a receiver this guy was. Like, look at all the clips, all the footage, all them one-handed grabs going up there and getting it. This guy was a nightmare to defenses. And Stafford always knew right where to put the ball. What a receiver. It feels like he's been gone forever. I mean, it has been a while, almost 10 years, as Megatron elected to walk away from football relatively early. You know, still, this dude could still be in the league for sure, you know. And you heard him speaking there in the beginning, the clip that I shared with y'all, and you see the footage. He was at a team activity, and, you know, you see they hugged it out and everything. And, you know, Megatron is just basically stating that him and the franchise are now talking. They're burying the hatchet, and he seems happy to do this and to be back tapped in with his team and everything. It sucks the way it all went down. If you don't recall, when he retired in 2015, he said, listen, I want to walk away from this game intact. I don't want to destroy my body any more than I have. I'm going to walk away from the game. Remember, Barry Sanders did that too as a Lion also. And where things went bad, and in my opinion, super flucked up. You let me know what you think about it. The Lions said, listen, as like you still would technically be under a contract or whatever, and you didn't fully fulfill it, you elected to retire, we're going to need some of that bonus money back. And they, you know, hit him for somewhere over $1 million. You know, they say $1 million, but it's like $1 million. They did what they had to do and took that money back on some straight greed-ish. Some people may say, well, you know, they got to do what they got to do. I don't feel that way. I don't know. Does anyone feel that way? Again, comment below. Like, this guy went out there and put it on the line, right? Put his body on the line, took a lot of beating, you know, really had a lot to do with the success that the Lions were having. You know, that team right before Stafford came, weren't they? Did they go 0-16? Isn't that how it went? They went 0-16 and then took Stafford with the #1 pick. Am I tripping? And I can't recall to a T if I'm 100% correct, but I believe that I am. And then, you know, they got Stafford. Megatron was on fire. And some people say when this all happened, him walking away and the Lions being the greedy flux that they were, cursed the team. What do y'all think? You know, because it was like they were on the rise, and then, you know, they kind of, and somewhat they're looking up again, but I don't know, man. Were they cursed? That's for y'all to say in the comments. But yeah, it was some bull-ish what they did. They should have let that man have his money. That was flucked up. But the past is the past. It seems Megatron's going to be the bigger man. And you heard him, you know, they've been talking frequently. He attended activities. They hugged it out. And, you know, hopefully they're going to go from here and continue on with having a relationship, which is cool. I like to see this happen, you know, like you got to figure when you go out there and are a part of a franchise and a team and you connect with the fans and you're a loved guy and you go out and make big plays after football's done. I mean, I'm sure some people just want to put football totally in their rear view and just transition on to something else in life and just forget about it altogether. But a lot of guys want to be a part of the team, you know, in one capacity or another. And seems now, finally, all these years later, what's it been? 7-8 years, you know, things are progressing and they're back talking. So that's good to hear. Let me know what y'all think about it. And again, if that was a greaseball ass move and did it curse the franchise, let's talk about it. And, you know, with the Hopkins watch going on. I'm just, man, as a Bills fan, I'm just like, we got to get Hopkins. We need this shoe. You know, I totally put it out of my mind when they couldn't come to terms on a trade, and they just basically said, hey, we're not trading him. I thought that was it, but no, they gave him his walking papers. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not being a part of this rebuild. I want to go and play somewhere with a top quarterback, which, you know, he seems very, like, mentioned Josh Allen in the Bills by name numerous times, whether it was body language, a subtle thing, or he just came out and said it. But, you know, there's some other teams, like I mentioned in my previous video, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes and the Chiefs. Please don't let that happen. Herbert and the Chargers. Okay. Shout out to my guy, Scotty. I was like, not that they're a bad team or anything, but I was just a bit surprised to see or hear them mentioned in the mix. You got Lamar and the Ravens. And was that all five? I think I named all five anyways. But speaking of that, they're going nuts in Fly Eagles Twitter, as they are one of those names mentioned in contention to, you know, sign Hopkins, as I'm sure there's some things transpiring right now, and I just got my fingers crossed that my Buffalo Bills are the team. But the Eagles fans are really turned up, as you see. They're sharing all kinds of stuff like, yo, because, you know, they just went to a Super Bowl. They lost, but they're saying, hey, like, Hopkins could be the guy to make a huge difference for us as well. This is a quote here. Dan Cilio, or you guys win the Super Bowl if he's on your ball team. That offense would be unstoppable. And, you know, it says Hopkins would put the Eagles over the top. And then this is Bob Groats. He says, if they stay healthy, I don't see anything in their way between them in Las Vegas, you know. So they're just saying, hey, the Eagles are, picked to go back to the Super Bowl. This team is serious. I really thought they were going to beat the Chiefs, but they're just pointing like, hey, imagine Hopkins here. What do you guys think? Where do you think he's going to land? And man, could you imagine if the Eagles got him? I'm really hoping my Bills do. And then something else I wanted to share with you guys here. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, they got the best quarterback records from the 2020 quarterback draft class. And Jalen Hurts would have the best record at 23-11, because you got Tua at 21-13. I don't know, their record would actually be about the same, with the whole looking at it like how they do with MLB records, like with the half games and everything like that, because he's 2 games up on Tua in the win column, but 2 behind. Or no, I'm sorry, he's 2 up in both columns. My bad. Burrow, 24-17-1. He has 1 more win than Jalen, but 6 more losses. And then Herbert, 25-24. Hell of a QB, but damn near a 500 record. So Jalen Hurts is the guy out of that quarterback class. He's the most winning quarterback out of the 2020 quarterback draft class. So there you have that. And last football news story we got to get into, man. You guys see the clip rolling here. You guys remember this at the last season, after a very hard-fought, close game, divisional rivalry, AFC West. Raiders versus the Chiefs. Raiders were on their ass. They were trying to pull that upset, and it almost looked like it was to be, but it wasn't. And Devontae Adams pissed the fuck off. You see, he pushed the cameraman. Like, come on, B. That was a lame move. Throws his helmet and all that. I get it. We can all lose our cool at times, but to shove the cameraman was just some cornball-ish. I remember when Dennis Rodman kicked the fuck out of the cameraman. Like, come on, B. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, man. But the league didn't suspend him, which was shocking to me. But he was charged with a misdemeanor assault charge, which is still pending in court. We'll have to see the way that plays out. I imagine if he's convicted, the league has to suspend him, you know. But what's going on here now is he is being sued. The cameraman is not only suing Devontae Adams, and he's playing his cards right when it comes to the lawsuit thing. He said, yo, I got PTSD. I shake at night. I have nightmares, wake up in cold sweats. I feared for my life and all that. But he's suing Devontae. He's suing the Raiders organization and the Chiefs. So he's just suing everyone. We'll see what kind of bag he walks away with. Comment and let me know if you would sue if it was you. But I'm saying if he wants to sue, whatever. I feel like he's entitled to do that. That was some sucker-ish that happened, But, like, just sue Devontae Adams. Why are you going suing everyone? That's kind of some lame James. That's, like, almost as lame as some lame Jane-ish, It's almost as lame as what Devontae did, Like, you're going to turn around and pull a whole move yourself. Just sue Devontae is what I'm saying. But I don't know. Case still pending in court. Now we getting sued. They're not mentioning an exact number that he's trying to come for, but I'm sure it's in the M's, no question. So there's your update on that. Let me know what you guys think about that whole situation. But also, this is a story I covered a little while back, just over a week ago or so, when all the Hopkins, before he was cut today, but we knew that the trade wasn't happening. And I'm like, damn, so I guess the Bills ain't going to trade for Hopkins, but now we're hoping we can snatch him up, in this free agency. Hopkins watch. Again, stay tuned for updates on that. And once again, comment about everything we talk about in this video, as always. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe because we just talk it up over here all the time on music, news, sports, and more. And we have live streams where you can call in. But I saw, some reports surfacing saying Devontae Adams is pissed. He wants out of the Raiders organization. He's demanding a trade. Reports are that, he is on the trade block, that the franchise has done that. But, like my Bills fans or any other fans out there, do you think anyone will trade for Devontae Adams? Do you think that that's a good move? I mean, you see the guy losing his cool like this and you're like, man, is that the kind of thing that you want to bring to your team? Huh? But also people are pointing out that he has a massive contract that I think is still good for 3 or 4 more years with the Raiders, as I believe he was just traded there from Green Bay. And now after 1 year, he wants out. They're saying he's very, very unhappy. And I believe he had a rapport with Derek Carr, who has now left Las Vegas, left the Raiders for greener pastures, goddamn, out there in the bayou and the swamps of New Orleans. Shout out to my guy, Lon the Don. So I believe they played college football together, if I'm not mistaken. So he wants out of there. So what do you guys think, Bills fans or anyone? Like, would that be a good deal? I mean, the guy can play. Obviously, he seems to have some kind of an attitude discipline problem. But, will any team want to take on that contract and trade for him? Or do you guys think that this is just all bubkiss? Let's talk about it below in the comments. But that concludes it for this one. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hit them buttons. Let's talk. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace. And God bless y'all. Have a great, productive day. Coffee out.